Hello, this is Kristen Brinley with Nova Real Producers. Welcome to our podcast. Hello, Nova Real Producers. This is Kristen Brinley, your publisher, here with Sarah Reynolds and with the Reynolds team. It's an honor to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And Sarah is passionate about the growth of her business, and they have grown 600% in the last, so from 2014 to 17. We'll be talking about that. She was the number 2 woman in all of Keller Williams for this previous year, out of 160,000 agents worldwide. So Sarah, tell us about, so Debbie started the business back in 1988.
Yes.
And you started in 2006.
Yep.
Tell us about that journey, like why real estate and why did you join the team? Why was that decision made?
Yeah, so I joined the team in 2006. I joined my mom in 2006. I went to school for business and I knew I wanted to do something business related. My mom had like a major back surgery the year before. And I was looking into different business opportunities outside school. And she just said, well, why don't you come work with me? You can help me and things like that. And we started working together. I started as her buyer's agent and really learned buyers for probably a good 2 to 3 years or so. And then in about 2008, 2009, we sat down and she said, that she felt like I was better suited if we wanted to build a team. For me to sort of run things and to grow it. And so we started that journey of team building in about 2009. And it's been a fun ride.
Absolutely. Did you guys do some testing to figure that out too?
Yeah, so she did, so we did some, like the DISC test, which is like a behavioral assessment, and she just felt like I was better suited for that. She's very entrepreneurial, big visionary. In terms of getting things done and implementing, I'm like super strong in that and running fast and having a pretty large capacity. So we truly have made just a good team, I think.
That's
so
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So what has been like the biggest challenge for you as a realtor?
For sure, the biggest challenge in the beginning, for me, was just time management, figuring out how to handle my time in terms of with clients and how to sort of make sure I'm taking care of myself plus also the clients and not being so dependent on like the minute they say something, running off and doing it and controlling my schedule and doing it in a way too where the client doesn't feel as if I'm like not available. And so that was probably the biggest challenge in the beginning.
Total sense.
Yeah.
What is your biggest challenge right now? Like probably as a leader?
Probably the biggest thing, challenge for me right now is trying to make sure that I understand each team member's like whys and their goals that they have for their life and not imposing my wishes or my dreams for them. I've had to learn that like not everyone wants what I maybe think they want for them. And so taking a lot of time to like sit down with them. I actually have a book here in my office that's like a big binder, and it has like all of their 5-year dreams and all of their what they want to accomplish in their life, and making sure that I try to do everything I can to set them up for success to do that. And sometimes it's different than what I might have thought.
I love that. We have a 20 what's to your why, and we're going to expand. Thank you.
Yeah. I can show you.
What has been like the most rewarding part of your business?
The rewarding part for me is obviously giving just amazing service to our clients, and when you look at how fast we sell homes versus the average, how much more we sell homes versus the average, like I'm super proud of that. What has turned into my bigger pride, I would say, is being able to set up a team that allows for agents to do what they really want to do, which a lot of realtors, when they get into the business, they don't realize what they're actually getting into the business for, which is really to lead generate. They think they're getting into the business to work with buyers and sellers, and that's what their heart is. Their heart is to help people, but they don't know how to get there. And so what I'm proud about is that we've created a team and a system to where agents can actually focus on that. We have an amazing ISA department that books appointments for our agents, and so they can take every day and focus on buyers and sellers. And so my view is if I'm doing a good job leading them, guiding them, training, and making sure that's set up for them, then they're going to do an amazing job for our clients. So I'm proud of seeing so much growth on my team, not from me, from my agents, just taking an agent from selling one house to selling, 36 houses. And, that's definitely my biggest pride.
All right, so you've talked about everyone else's like dreams and goals. Let's talk about yours. Like, what are your dreams and goals moving forward for real estate and for yourself personally, your family?
My personal sort of dream and goal is to be able to do what I call like reverse tithing. So what that is tithing is giving of 10% of your income to worthy causes, churches, and things like that. My long-term goal is to reverse tithe. So basically live on 10% and give 90%. That's a long-term mission, but it's definitely something that is on my heart and something that I want to do.
So define success for us. Define success.
For me, I feel like it has changed a little bit in terms of before I felt like I was on a mission to like prove myself, real estate's a hard business. You got to hustle and you got to build your business. And so now it's more of just like having a team of high producers that aren't reliant on me. So like basically a lot of my current sort of project is like a lot of the teams are basically where a lot of the sales are very dependent on the mega agent. So like if you look at how many sales the mega agent does, it's like a big portion of the sales. I stepped out of sales in 2015 out of production, like meeting with buyers and sellers. But it's been a challenge of making sure setting the team up. And so it's training people, it's making sure we get are doing a good job through that. So that I would say getting there for me will be success for short term.
It's a good definition of success.
Yeah.
Tell us about your family. I see some pictures over there.
Yes, my beautiful family. And, so I am a proud mom, a very proud wife as well. I have an amazing husband. I'm married to George, and I have 2 little girls. These pictures are actually old. I have a 5-year-old, and then my baby will be turning 3 in July, so a month away. So, and then I of course work with my mom. And we're a very tight-knit family, even like siblings and their spouses, and we're together. I'm either here or with my family. That's where you'll find me.
All right, Sarah, so what are you currently learning?
My focus has been lately is on developing other leaders. So for a long time, it was on personal development and becoming a strong leader. Now my focus has been on really building other leaders versus just my leadership. So like developing, I know that we're not going to be able to accomplish what our long-term goal is for our team if I don't develop other strong leaders. So basically trying to almost clone myself in 5 or 6 different people, but it's a different skill set. So being able to do that is a totally different skill set than your own personal development. It's extremely hard, at least for me right now. So that's what I'm focusing on learning. And I'm for sure not there yet. So
I can so relate. It's a completely different skill set.
Yep, for sure.
What are your hobbies and interests outside of the business?
Personal development is like, I know that sounds weird, but that's a hobby and interest.
Not weird.
Yep. And then, of course, my family. And then it's weird, but I do puzzles. I don't know. So.
And that's a problem. That makes sense to me because you are like problem solving, and that totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
What sets you apart or makes you different, Sarah?
I would say I have an unbelievable amount of grit. Like I don't give up. I will do my research. Like so before, let's say we're implementing a new system or implementing a new marketing thing, I will do probably hours and hours and hours of research, talking to different people, and then we'll implement it, and then I will stick with it. So I don't give up now. So yeah, I would say that's pretty unique.
That is pretty unique.
Yeah.
So what do you think the biggest reason or reasons for your success has been?
I mean, it goes back to my people. Like, to me, I'm surrounded by super talented individuals. Almost every agent on my team could have their own team. Like, that's how talented they are. That's their heart. But they choose to, we have made a decision together that we can accomplish more together. And so it's just, without them, I mean, my success would be nothing. So to me, a lot is dependent on who is on the Reynolds team. And that is 100% of our success.
What was the biggest failure that you've had, and what did you learn from it?
The biggest failure for me was putting someone in a leadership position too early. I had to learn that the really hard way, and it really made a detrimental impact on our business about a year and a half ago. And so I was hiring people and promoted someone that hadn't yet proven themselves. And I've had to learn now not to do that.
All right, Sarah. So what is something that you have done that you feel other real producers absolutely should do?
So focus. So meaning do not take on everything at once. So meaning when I first started like leading the team, so 2008, 2009, I would take like one big project a year. And I know that sounds crazy, okay? But like, for example, we didn't have a very good like touch system with our database. And so the first year was just making sure that we are communicating to our database enough. And that was 100% of my focus. And then you get that down, and then you put a fence around it. A fence around it, meaning you don't stop doing it. You put a fence around it, and then you move to the next thing. I think a lot of people pick a lot at one time, and then nothing gets done. It's better to pick one or two things, and then really get it down, and start really making that work, and then move to the next thing.
What do you want to be remembered for, Sarah?
I want to impact people, to inspire them to impact others. So not just impact people, but I want to impact people that will turn around and have an impact on other people. And that is really what I want to be remembered for. I want someone to say, like, Sarah impacted my life, and then I turned around and impacted thousands.
Is there anything that you'd like to communicate to the Real Producers community?
Yeah, so we have a huge, what I feel, obligation as licensed realtors because of what we do, right? So we help people with the largest investment they ever have in their life, so their home, right? And I already shared the impact that real estate can have on a family. And so we're the ones that are like belly to belly with the clients every day, and advising them and guiding them and making trying to help them make good decisions. And just know how serious that is. I think a lot of realtors in general, like in the community, consumers view us in a different light than we view ourselves. And I'm on a mission to change that in terms of our jobs are so important. So we're guiding people, again, with their largest investments. And what runs the U.S. economy is housing. So as goes housing, goes the U.S. economy. Our job is meeting with buyers and sellers every day. So who is really on the front lines of our economy are the realtor community. And we need to take it seriously. We need to make sure that we are always having the client's best interests at heart. We're always guiding them for what's best for them and their family. And just know that when you wake up every day, you have a really important job. So don't let what consumers think or what other people are telling us impact you. Just know you have a really, really important role in the world. So
you heard it here at Nova Real Producers. You've heard it from Nova Real Producers.